Okay, after exporting the video, I realized there was something I wanted to mention. Is originally I had a script written for this video to kind of get a more direct, kind of the mistakes that AI might make, but I realized it felt too scripted and too direct. And that's not at all how vibe coding is. So I went ahead and freestyled this video, and I think it turned out pretty good. And you know, like a vibe coder who pours their cereal and realizes they have no milk, this, I think, it went exactly that way. And so it is kind of an interesting representation of what I think vibe coding like truly looks like, as someone going in without a game plan, spending a lot of money and time, just wasting resources and not really getting anything out of it. So please enjoy my, vibe coding representation of what I think it looks like. So, okay, so imagine you want ChatGPT or Claude to create you a home, right? You might try to one-shot it and just say, ChatGPT, build me a house. No mistakes. So, as AI does, it just does directly what you ask it. And this is, I think, the trap that plenty of vibe coders fall in line with, is that they don't actually know how to build things, and they're just going to say, do this, and then try to work with it the whole time. So, AI is under the hood. It's just an LLM, right? With some kind of speaker for itself. Okay, some rules on top of the LLM. Very simply put, the LLM is just a large language model, which is just this huge data set under the hood, and it's generative. So if you ask it to generate you something about homes, well, it's going to just find everything it's ever read about homes, under the sun. And you have no earthly idea what it's about to return to you. Like, it could be a California mansion on the beach or Section 8 housing. That's all just home related. So you don't want to keep your prompts pretty general, but that's exactly what people do all the time. It's awesome that it can code, but you still have to plan and architect everything. And typically, to do that well, you have already needed to have done it. Anyway, so you say, fuck it, ChatGPT, just generate me a home. I want a home with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. All right, so ChatGPT is going to go ahead and just generate, a home. Let's say it just gives you these things right here, slaps a garage on the side, and I don't know, here's your front door. So you're actually so surprised, like, holy crap, look at this, I got a home. Like, it actually just generated a home for me. Completely blind to everything that's missing from this, and the complete failure of your recognition of nobody wants this. But anyways, so then you're confused. You're like, what? This is only 4 bedrooms, but it's considered this. It's a room, right? This is this dining room. This space here is a room. You didn't ask for a garage, but it was slapped one on the side anyways. And while that's cool and all, you don't realize right now how difficult it is going to be to get rid of this garage and not have fragments of code. But I digress. Okay, so cool. I've got this home. It's rectangular. I don't really like it, but let's go ahead and play with this. I noticed there are no doors on each one of these bedrooms. So ChatGPT, please make some doors on these bedrooms. One thing you didn't notice is, well, this is a horrible place to put a door. You don't build homes, but whatever. So ChatGPT whips up a couple doors, and now you have, 3 bedrooms with doors. Then you're like, this is weird. The door, I open it, it doesn't actually take me to this room because this wall is in the way. ChatGPT, get rid of this wall. So it's like, okay. Oh, is that what this does? Okay, imagine it gets rid of Wait, you're telling me this? That's super annoying. Okay, so it just gets rid of this wall here. And you're like, what? No, ChatGPT, like, that's not at all what I asked for. I want a wall that extends from the door to the end of the wall. And then you're stuck here thinking, like, how the hell do I even describe this problem to ChatGPT? And then you start to look into it more and you're like, wait, each wall itself doesn't have multiple layers of, like, drywall and beams. You know, that doesn't exist. So let's say you now realize the depths of your problems and you miracle prompt it, and it actually does exactly what you want, and it adds the walls where you need them without making mistakes here. Boom. Now these are accessible rooms and you can now get into them. By the grace of Sam Altman, you then also get a decent prompt here of including these new drywalls. Boom. Across the house it exists. You've got the ability. Oh, I made these doors to the bedrooms, but I realized there's no door that goes to the garage. Ah, crap. So you prompt in the door that goes to the garage. You say, please, for the love of God, please follow what you just did over here. And, well, it doesn't. It just slaps it on right there. The garage also, as you have now made your eye and attention over to the garage, has no fucking garage door. Awesome. Okay, you know what? Seems there's going to be a lot more prompting to get this house done. So, you fix this issue, I guess, if you want to call it that. And remove the walls, because this is great right here. This could potentially happen. Oops, I told it to delete something, and that something was the wall that the garage was attached to, which you didn't realize was attached to the rest of the building, and now all of that's gone. But we're going to go ahead and bring it back. I'm cracking up at my lack of, ability to use this. Excalidraw whiteboard is quite literally helping me in explaining what might happen. It's ironic. So anyways, boom. You have prompted a freaking garage here. Let's go. You can now have a car. You're like, oh, let's go ahead and get a driveway. Boom, you got a driveway. Alright, like that's at least simple enough. It was able to do it. Okay. You're so excited. You've got this house now. It's shit as hell, has no proper layout, and along the way, for some reason, you said to kind of touch up the kitchen, and so it decided to throw, an island there, a plant over here. The kitchen's related to the dining table, so it threw a dining table right here, right? But the dining room being like your living room, your living room is over here, and I kind of just threw some prompts together. Now you have a TV. It's like, okay, this is not looking bad. I've prompted it to hell. All the code is fucked up. You have no idea what it looks like, but it seems like visually you've got a home. No architecture back end, nothing. And you go, you know what? I don't like this plant. I don't like this TV or this couch placement. ChatGPT, please get rid of the furniture in the living room. And so it gets rid of the furniture there, and it gets rid of the plan over here, and the table is also gone. Now, had you generated, unluckily, a island that is movable, your island is now gone as well. So now you got to spend some money and brain power to say, ChatGPT, what the hell, bring back the kitchen island. And also the dining table. So it goes, okay, brings back the kitchen island, and this time it's different. The dining table is different. You don't like how they look. And, well, there was like a coffee table over here, and it thought, table, let me bring that coffee table back, which was 4 prompts ago. ChatGPT, get rid of the fucking coffee table, please. So it gets rid of the coffee table. This time, somehow, it's working. You hate the furniture here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this furniture. Okay. ChatGPT, please, for the love of God. I'm mid-modern aesthetic. I don't like this 80s punk fop. Funk pop looking furniture. I want something modern. So, boom. No ovals. Square, rectangular. You know, wooden or marble on your kitchen. And, you know, I need, like, microwaves and shit. So it just randomly is putting things everywhere. And all of these are just one-off code shots. This is not being a cohesive code base. Anything can go wrong at any point. And then you realize, you know what? My microwave doesn't work. It is not connected to any electricity. Okay, so how do I even connect electricity? ChatGPT knows that electricity needs to come from, well, a power grid way the hell over here. And, you know, you just say, well, why don't you just build one? So it's like, okay, well, to build one, I'm going to need like a plot of land. Oh, God. Plot of land. You know, there's no foundation to the house. Oh, shit. Should probably prompt in a foundation after the house is already built. So it's just going to slap something there. Who knows? This might be cool for you, but realistically, it's probably going to ruin the rest of this home. This looks visually nice, but you have no earthly idea the devastation coming, and you have no insurance. You don't even know insurance exists. So you're about to get destroyed by all types of things. So whatever, it builds the fucking power plant right from your home. And okay, ChatGPT, this power plant doesn't work. Well, duh, it says. That's because I haven't wired it into your house. Oh, cool, ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and wire this electricity into my house. So it goes ahead and plugs a wire directly in. Not underground. You didn't specify that. You're just asking for the power plant to come to the house, and, well, this all looks wrong. OSHA's going to kill you, but it's fine. Okay, the house is powered. Awesome. Beep. Microwave doesn't work. What the hell? Oh, that's because I haven't wired the microwave in. Would you like me to do that now? Yes, ChatGPT. Wire the microwave in. Wire everything. Wire the home completely. Everything needs power. Oh, shit, ChatGPT, I forgot. We need like outlets in the house. Like, go ahead and add all of these outlets. So it goes, all right, and it just like slaps one here, you know, here and there and right there and right here, and then it's like, okay, let me go ahead and wire everything up. So it goes boop, and here are your wires now directly going through your house so blatantly. Imagine right here is the side view, and it's like you have an outlet here and the microwave's up here. It's literally just right across. You're like, what the hell, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini? This is horrible. The wires don't go through the house. Come on, use proper, you know, electrical work. Like, don't just wired up throughout the middle of the house. This is a safety hazard. It goes, oh shit, safety hazard. All of this, who knows what's in here? Safety hazard. I need to now make foundation here and here and here. You didn't even realize that was such an important freaking prompt to it, so it just weighted that, and it's like, okay, you're right. Let me also get rid of like the wiring. This makes no sense. All right, let's redo this wiring. You got this foundation again. Let me just real quick. Which is wrong. There's no beams in the middle. The rooms aren't right. Architecturally, this doesn't work. But you know what? You think you have proper, you know, support. You don't even have a real foundation. But you know what? Visually and reassuringly from the freaking bot, you do. You don't, though. So it's like, boom. This right here. And it comes outside and plugs it in from the outside. And you know what? Well, it found a problem here. There's a lot of this space inside, but, you know, at least it's not going through the middle of the home. Just go right through. And, oh crap, this is a horrible spot for an outlet you didn't specify, but it's just going to throw it there. So now you have, like, wires through. In fact, it might have even, like, gone through not the middle of this room and, like, plugged it in right there. You know, it might have just, boop. Like, this is the middle. It's right outside of it. You never know how these things are going to prompt themselves. And you go, oh, this looks better, but wouldn't you want to keep things in the drywall? You know? And it's like, oh, yeah, drywall. We have multiple walls, but it didn't read the code, and so it forgot that you had drywall, so it goes ahead and adds drywall again. You know, fuck it. You got 3 layers of drywall now, and it runs it through to these. And this time it's like, oh, through the drywall, boom. And it plugs it in like backwards over here. This one over here, it comes and slams it there, but you've got this drywall in the front, and then, you know, here. And it didn't touch these because maybe you were specific to the bedrooms. Who knows? So now you're like, okay, this looks all right, and you burnt $1 million at this point. This has taken you a few days of reprompting and it generating, and you get tired and you're not sure what to do. You haven't saved your progress at all. You don't even know how this power source works, where it's coming from. You know, it's improper. And now you try to go to this bedroom. You walk in here and you're like, what the wire's going behind it, and there's just like this whole wire manifestation tumor growing out of this wall, and they're like, clean it up. So it's like, okay, I'll clean it up, and it just like throws it back here. You don't want to visually see it. I'll clean it up. It's this. You didn't say get rid of it. You said, maybe you said get rid of it, or, you know, clean it up. Both things. And so it chose to clean it up and put it behind, and this piece, you know, it went maybe back again through here, and there's like this weird thing, and it looks better visually, and it's technically better than it was a moment ago. So ChatGPT takes the win there, and it rewires the house and does all this again. But this time, you know what? It picked up on something neat that you said a second ago. So it's just gonna, let's say it just adds a new outlet for some fucking reason. Boom. Now you have a new outlet in the garage. So, you know, finally ChatGPT says it's like put the wires between the walls, and it's just hiding these tumors behind. And so you just, you know, at this point you're so mad and you can't get anything to work, and you know that even though like this is kind of cool and you've kind of built a house, that this is a shit house compared to like every other house that you've ever seen. You have no idea what the code looks like. You've spent $100, and you just know that you finally have recognized that maybe you're not coding this right, and you don't know the level of complexity that's underneath. And well, now you've burned time, money, and resources, and you got a stupid little project now, right? Your instructions have been horrible, sometimes more granular, and you're starting to catch on that maybe this fucking sucks. You vibe coded the fuck out of this house, and now you're not sure what to believe. Can you or can you not do coding? Can you or can you not do what you'd like to do and build the projects you'd like to build and scale them to many users? The answer is no. But it is more possible to make it happen quicker with a real engineer. So, as an engineer who's built a home, you know all the steps. You know all the ways that it needs to be done and the problems that have already come up. So you would start very differently. You know that you don't need to build this. You know that this electrical work will be someone else. You know that you don't build the walls, you use a different framework for it. And the doors you know how to create, and the structure of the house you know how to create. You'll create the foundation, you'll get all the walls working, and the garage is proper. And it actually, you know, ChatGPT, the road's over here, but some reason the garage is over here, whatever. So an engineer will just do it all properly. They are empowered with AI, but unfortunately, fear-mongering is their go-to. So, again, thanks OpenAI and Anthropic. You created a beautiful thing that can be used for good in a number of ways, but instead of helping to provide people with direct ways to use it, you just fearmongers that'll take developers' jobs and act like you or other C-suite members would actually want to fucking spend the time prompting this thing or using your brain enough to at least start in a proper order and have any bit of capacity to actually architect and diagram out, proper projects. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. I am a full stack engineer. I do have a couple AI projects, so I do know exactly the type of problems that I come across. And at this point, I think I'm pretty good at working with AI, and I also kind of found this proper ratio of how much architecting, reviewing, and coding that I need to do to get AI to a certain extent to have it do the rest of the way. It is a glorified autocomplete. It completely generates that stuff randomly every time, but if you give it enough direction without overly being strict, then it's a pretty great tool. So, yeah. My name is Braden Yancy. I make music. I do programming. I've got a couple different cool projects, and honestly, like, I haven't made a video in a long time. I don't really know what the fuck I want to do with my life, as Gen Z seems to be incapable of doing anything nowadays. It seems that everything's depressing. Nobody can afford a home. I'm very lucky to have a job, but everyone my age is so cooked. And this is what, I am constantly up against. I get to use it, and I thankfully have a job that recognizes that. And that, no, you can't replace people, but you can have many less people. And nobody's allowed to come in, though, because we have all the people. We just need less of them. So, thanks for listening to my rants. Thanks for watching me draw on this diagram. I think this actually looks better visually than what the AI might have spit out at you. In the end, if you just directly start prompting everything, because you're not thinking ahead of the future or making things dynamic, you're just taking things one at a time. And yeah, you're gonna just be like, fuck this, I don't like these rooms, put them over here, and well, you'll just rip your whole code base at that point. You don't know Git version control, so everything's gone. Anyways, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.